Hi friends, I'm Scott Giles, minister and hypnotist, and welcome to Power Talk, my video blog where I cover topics that interest me, but always focusing on how you can use the power of your mind to take control of your life. If you would like to know more about my professional work or sign up for my free e-newsletter, Power Lines, check out my website, which I'll tag in the description. Well, today I want to talk about something that showed up in an article about trends on the TikTok social network. Now, I don't personally use TikTok, but it is much used by younger people, and so trends there tend to disclose what younger generations are thinking about and feeling about regarding the world they live in, and that is important. And I find this stuff fascinating. I've already done several videos about the sort of slang that young folks use, and I think they've nailed it. Their slang shows that they do know what is going on in the world, and they're not just buying the con about what people tell them. For example, they will talk about something being glazed, meaning they recognize that it's been spun to imply something. They talk about something being based, meaning that they have a conviction that there is a level of reality to what's being discussed that isn't just spin. And they'll talk about someone having riz, meaning charisma, a recognition that someone has style and sort of has their act together. Well, recently there has been a TikTok meme about something called Auramaxxing. Apparently it was thought up by a creator named Drew Ford, but since gone viral, and there are hundreds, if not thousands of people talking about it. Now, Auramaxxing is a trend among guys. That alone makes it stand out because a lot of the stuff you encounter on social networking about self-improvement are aimed at a female audience, but not this one. By Auramaxxing, what is intended is a guy, typically, doing things to deepen themselves personally. Now, I could think of no reason why someone who identifies as female can't do this too, but all the articles I've encountered are about guys. The idea is that your personal demeanor and energy can take on a new character if you sort of work on yourself. Instead of being aggressive, hyper-masculine, shallow, a guy who has Auramaxxed is calm, deep, listens more than he talks, has a sense of personal presence. And this is understood to make him dramatically more attractive and successful because people realize he is more interesting than the thousands of more shallow men who strut their stuff at every opportunity. Basically, an Auramaxxed guy is a man who has himself together. He conveys in 1,001 ways that he knows who he is and what he is about. He's not living in his head. He's not worried about what other people think. He gives you his attention honestly, and you can tell. There is a philosophical point here that comes from the people at the high tide of German philosophy, people like Hegel, Kant, Schopenhauer, and so on. The principle is that self is more attractive than non-self. That is, people are attracted to other people who are centered, calm, focused, and trustworthy. Now, the people who are discussing, guys who are Auramaxxing themselves these days, tend to emphasize activities that help to deepen one. like meditation, journal keeping, reflection, reading great books, serious contemplation of the big ideas of our culture. And this extends to physical health too. Such people put themselves into the public realm with a certain measure of planning and intentionality. They dress in a coherent style. They've got good hygiene. They're not showy. They present as quality people. There is even, in some place, a discussion about aura points, or imaginary scores that people give themselves or others based on how serious and how present that person seems to be. And I suspect this probably comes from role-playing games, which are ubiquitous among younger people. And in those games, a character will often have various points for strength, healing, skills. Well, the Auramaxxing people have extended this to real life. You think of yourself as holding points for being a quality person instead of a superficial dude while he talks about himself. As with anything, Auramaxxing requires practice. That is, guys who want to do this need to seriously work on themselves. You can't fake it. But I think this is a fantastic development. Like a lot of more philosophical people, I feel sad when I hear about people organizing their lives around having the right shoes, driving the right kind of car, coming from the right sort of family. These are often superficial things that depend on accidents of birth. They are not earned personal qualities that have required self-discipline and focus. And I'm really pleased that we seem to have a generation of younger guys coming along who appreciate what it's like to be more than superficial. I think that's a great trend. So what about you? Regardless of your age or gender, are you Auramaxxing? Are you being intentional about creating yourself as a person of quality rather than a person of fashion or fad? And if you feel challenged by that question, then spend some time thinking about why. And then go Auramax yourself. You'll be glad you did. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I'd like to invite you to join me. It helps me a lot if you tell others about my videos, so please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you're wondering if I can be of help to you, feel free to reach out through my website for a free, no-obligation screening call, and we'll talk about it. Have a great week.